You can get started, um, and then you can tell me if uh, if everything sounds okay. If you can hear me okay, that'd be great. And if you see my mouth moving and you can't hear me okay, I'd say let me know, but then you wouldn't know I was saying it. But I'll give it about a minute, and then I'll just start playing, and usually people file in. Although we'll see because it's been a while since I've done this. Let's say that. Yeah, so let's just get started a little bit here. I've not seen this episode yet. I Hey, yeah, good to see you guys. Yeah, yeah, I know it seems like I've been MIA. I really haven't so much as like I started. I was going to work on another video, or which was a ranking of like my favorite video game soundtracks, just to kind of break it up a little bit. And then one of those soundtracks is Katamari Damacy, and then that started to get me to want to do a design analysis on that game, and then that video just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Um, it sounds like for some, my sound might be going in and out, so if it continues to be a real problem, let me know. Maybe I'll unplug my mic and just use whatever is here. Um, but So yeah, I just figured it was good palate cleanser to get away from some of the AVGN stuff, and then some of the things I've been working on are just taking longer than I expected. So I'm probably gonna go back to putting out a nerd video, and part of that I do want to watch this. So I'm about to put out the my entire F tier list with a couple of other videos that I haven't reviewed before, and I have no idea if this is gonna end up in F tier, so I figured I'd watch it anyways just to see. I get a feeling from what I'm hearing it probably won't be F, but we'll see. Um, and I have two more other videos I need to watch just to cover my bases and make sure am I gonna put this in F? Maybe not. I'm not thinking they will be, but for the most part, I have my complete what I think is gonna be the F tier block. Now that James is in what seems to be a slow period on AVGN, it's probably good for me to get some others done. Um, because he seems very much focused on Rex Viper stuff right now. Um, so I don't know. I have not seen this one yet, and I've can't say I've heard good things. I can't say I've heard terrible things. But the one thing that I'm about to get started. But the one thing I am suspicious about right off the bat, 25 minutes. 25 minutes. That like and I think the sweet spot for AVGN is like 10 to 15 is usually the sweet spot. 25, like unless it's like really worthy of it, we'll see. It's one of the better modern episodes. Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I think some of the previous years were just sort of were like train wreck kind of bad. This year, the last 2 years have just been like I'm just bored out of my mind bad. Like this is just phoned in, just like rinse repeat shit. Um, And that's really been, I think, a lot of the worst of it for me. And some of it, I think he would defend himself by saying, "Well, I put in a lot of production effort and stuff." But like in terms of like the writing and the review, a lot of it's been just like, I feel like, well, I won't get into too much discussion. Yeah, I've heard about the wig. The wig I've heard about, and I think I have an idea about why. And I guess it's self-deprecating. I get a feeling. So I've really liked some of the revisited episodes in the past, but I get a feeling that this is just going to be one of those like in the first episode you kept it on Dragon's Lair, you kept it really tight. Like most of my memory of that episode is the first screen, which is what I think makes it special. Like he just kept it tight, the good stuff, that was it. He didn't feel the need to milk it more and more. So now we're coming back, I don't know, 15 years later, whatever it was, and now we're like gonna milk the whole thing. and I'm suspicious as to whether or not that's really gonna be necessary. So let's see. Let's get started. It's probably gonna come in pretty loud with the song, but if it stays too loud, let me know. I'll lower it. But when I've been watching my videos back on the live streams, I always felt like these were a little low, anyways. But all right, let's do it. What's the ad going to be? Because I know an ad's coming up. Yeah, and how many times is it that he's gone back to the past to see himself? Because I know that's kind of coming.
Have you ever scrolled through all your streaming services struggling to find a particular movie and wondered, why is this so difficult?
By the way, I got another Mortal Kombat hat to do a parody, but I want that specific one so badly.
Like, Alien Space Avenger? Yeah, so back in my day, you just pop a VHS tape into the VCR and hit play. Bam! That's it. You're good to go. Maybe you gotta mess with the tracking a little, but that's not the point. But what if that tape didn't exist? Or worse yet, what if it did exist, but you just weren't allowed to play it in your country because somebody else decided that's the way it should be? And yes, I realize I'm also describing the video nasties, but that's essentially what our streaming services are doing these days, hiding your content based on wherever you live. With ExpressVPN, though, we can reveal it all. ExpressVPN is the ultimate skeleton key for anyone trying to unlock their streaming service's true potential. Apps like Disney Plus and Netflix will only show you certain things based on...
It's getting like irritating. Like, we've all heard this shit before. We get it. How much longer do we have to go? Like, you should try to get me to get ExpressVPN to watch some movie that's only available in Germany. Like,
your geolocation.
And, like, the length of this.
ExpressVPN can bypass this by changing your location to,
Yeah, the new intro sucks. I forget. I think it's probably just because of I think there's two things at play there. I think it's one, retention rates now and like trying to get people into the episode as quick as possible, although you're jumping right into an ad, so that maybe defeats that a little bit. And then I think I've heard Justin say I think I've heard someone from Cinemassacre say this, which is like the language at the beginning.
Canada or anywhere else, and within seconds, the movies hidden behind the proverbial curtain will be revealed to you. And with 105 countries to choose from worldwide, I can kick off the summer early with some sharksploitation movies like Sharknado, only streaming in Germany, or switch my location over to the UK to watch last year's giant spider movie, Sting. With ExpressVPN, I can always find the movies and series I'm looking to watch, quickly and conveniently. Find out how you can get yourself up to...
It's literally saying 1 minute and 49 seconds right now for me in this video.
4 months of ExpressVPN for free by scanning the QR code on screen or by using my link, expressvpn.com/cinemassacre in the description below.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. We started a 2-minute ad. This thing started with. For one ad, 2 fucking minutes. Like, I know you gotta pay the bills and stuff. I get that. I get that. Can we do better than, like... Can we do better than a 2-minute ad, though? Can we do better than that as a society? Can we do better? That's... Like, I get it. I get what you're trying to sell me. I get why you're trying to sell it to me. I get what you're trying to say the supposed hook is. Okay, whatever. But, like, can we do better than that? 6-minute ad? Jesus. I don't know, man. That's rough. You're good. You haven't missed much. All you missed is a 2-minute VPN ad, and we've all seen it before.
Alright, my first impression is that the graphics are quite good for the NES and the character animation is well detailed. but the controls are delayed beyond belief. Did I just die by walking into the
You know what's rough is when you start not just this show, but like many shows where they start to use gimmicks, but then years later they go back to their own gimmicks. Like, so this is the big, like The Simpsons, when, like there was a time where there was a novelty where they see themselves in the future, and then they've done that so many times, that gimmick, and like now we're doing the like, we're going back to seeing my younger self gimmick like more than once. That's gets really sad. Great, Newhouse. Have you been? The song, yeah.
fucking door?
Man, fuck this game, fuck it to hell, fuck it to oblivion, fuck it to damnation of mankind! What happened? Huh? No!
He looks so
I'm not
much
playing
different
this
now.
shit anymore. The episode is over. Done!
If you hit down, you go into a crawling mode. Of course, it's extremely delayed, making it awkward to switch between standing and crawling. Oh, I'm really fucked now. Jump, jump!
I know it's a hard game, but I barely made it past the first screen. That opening part with the drawbridge, that's not even level 1. That's considered to be level 0. The whole episode amounted to 0. Nada. Zilch. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I gotta be honest, and I tend to analyze like everything, like way early and way too. So far I'm good. So far I'm charmed. First minute, I'm good with this so far. I'm happy. This feels like this is the kind of stuff he's done this shit in the past. It's classic-ish type AVGN. I'm good so far. I have no complaints. I'm skeptical because they've got 21 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Actually, maybe I'm being too hard on myself. Maybe I forgot how difficult the game really is. Yeah, but I wish I got further. If only I could change the past. I wish I beat it.
Huh. You know, for some reason, I feel the urge to continue. So, the review goes on, and maybe I'll find a golden treasure of turds in this castle.
I mentioned how it was based.
And I'm gonna assume that obviously James is in on the joke here, that obviously he looks ridiculous in the wig, that obviously he doesn't look anything like his younger self. Yeah, alright. I could talk louder into the mic. We'll try that. Let's do that. Because I've found in the past that the audio sounds low once this goes live. But if I hear more, if you guys complain about the audio, not complain, but if you guys have issue with the audio levels, still let me know. But I'll try to keep the mic closer to me, and hopefully that balances it out. But yeah, I think he knows that the wig is ridiculous. Well, I mean, so he could beat Jekyll and Hyde, but he can't beat Dragon's Lair. He probably hasn't tried as much, is my guess.
On an arcade back in 1983, which was basically an interactive animated film. I'm aware that the NES version actually based many of its predicaments on specific scenes from that impressive Don Bluth animation. I've already talked about how insanely frustrating it is just to get into the castle, but once you've crossed that threshold, it's like a turd passing through the threshold of your anus.
See, I stand by. I'm okay with the baldness. The baldness is just, I don't know how people get bald. It just happens. I know people want him to shave it, I guess. But of all the things I'm concerned about with him and his series, it's the baldness ranks very low on my list of gripes and non-existent for me.
It's worth reminding you there's two types of enemies, ones that kill you with one hit, and ones that chip away at your life bar in such small increments you almost have to squint to tell you're taking damage. It begs the question, why couldn't the game designers find any middle ground? The big problem is that the hazards pop up without any warning, combined with the fact that the character moves so slow, it's like he's underwater.
I could see that. I think I could see a beard working if he could grow it.
Ugh! Ass! I can't stop getting hit! It's all about trial and error. The only way to make it...
And one thing I could see him doing in this video, just the ass, whatever. Like I hear him trying to do the classic type of energy.
through is to learn the layout of the stage and commit it to memory. So you must fail before you can succeed. But fail enough, lose all your lives, and you go all the way back to the beginning. How in the holy mother of shit is anyone supposed to beat this?
Tell me, why are there no continues? Why are there no continues?
That's a bit early, a bit much for that type of energy.
Thing I just found out is that you have a candle that makes hidden items appear by pressing start.
What are you gonna do? Every step you take, hit start just to see if there happens to be a hidden item there? Who would think to do that?
It would have really helped
What were they thinking? That was a bad impression. That one was bad.
to have the items out in the open, but that would have been a little too easy. And you may be asking, what's the P do anyway? Well, the P pisses away any common reason. It's points. Yeah, points. Oh, and G is gold. Want to know what the gold does? Gives you points. So if you really care about that high score, if you want to beat Tom, Dick, and Harry, then good for you. The level 1 boss is just a bunch of snakes that pop out and kill you. You have to explore every inch of the frame just to find a safe spot. But once you've killed one, another appears in its place. It's as cheap as it gets.
No! Oh, I have to do that all over again?
I think one of the problems is just a problem that's just not solvable. Just that reaction. It just works better with some 24-year-old kid. You know, like, it just works better. It's just, it's something, he can't do anything about that, but that, it doesn't come out right. And it just, you know, it just works better, you know, with that old James Rolfe energy. It's like asking Michael Jordan to suit up and get on the court and play like he once did. It's just, you know, it's just different, you know. It's like, you know, when these 60-year-old rock stars, you know, like Rex Viper, you know, try to come out and play their old stuff again. It's just, or make new stuff. It's just hard to capture that.
What kind of masochist would go through that torture all over again?
Like, he looks honestly looks really ridiculous like this. Like, part of it intentionally and part of it unintentionally.
Okay, fine.
Like, seeing him try to look like his older self, even somewhat ironically, and putting himself in the same sort of background and stuff, just adds to, like, the absurdity of what I'm watching, that I'm watching a 45-year-old man doing this shit. Like, there's just an absurdity to this that it just doesn't work. Like, even at his best, maybe.
Got
And, like, this is highlighting that.
the pattern down. I beat the snakes. What's next?
Season 7, Season 7 feels a little late for my taste, but... Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I think the wig is a funny gag.
What the fuck?
I'm at an elevator shaft where you have to make a tricky jump. Ah, fuck, I missed. But as the elevator keeps going down, you'll see that there's multiple floors, more than one chance to jump. So I figure it doesn't matter which one, right? Just get on there. Jump. Get over there. No. One more life. Can't die. Made it.
Yes! Thank God. No! It can't be! I got sent all the way back to the beginning?
Yeah, when you're on the elevator, each floor takes you to a different part of the game. Jump onto the wrong path, and you go back to level 0.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. What other game gives you a random multiple choice and sends you all the way back to the beginning? Man, fuck this. I couldn't beat this if I sat here and played it until I'm in my 40s. It's not even a joke. It's a cold hard fact that after all these years, I'm still playing this fucking game. And despite all the time that's passed, nothing's changed. You know that feeling where it seems that each year is shorter than the last? It's a bizarre phenomenon, but it's true. Life is like a roll of toilet paper. With each wipe, the roll gets smaller, each rotation being shorter than the last. The future is blank and clean, but as it becomes the present, you get all your shit on it. And when all your mortal existence has been run through the ass of life, all those years go down the toilet. Anyway, this elevator shaft has 4 platforms, and it absolutely matters which one you jump on. Only one will take you to the next level, so you just gotta make a shitty guess.
Yes. Taping to the ceiling. He sold the idea of the nerd being a character a lot better back then, despite how much less forced. Yeah. Yep.
There we go. Now we're on track, right?
All right, guys, you want to get it out? You guys want to get it out of your system? Do you want to throw in a 540 in there? What else hasn't been done to death? I think my personal favorite is still There Goes the Onion. I think that one doesn't get enough play. Well, I honestly, so the thing about, I don't think the game has to be the worst. It's, can you make it interesting? And so, like, TMNT is a really great example. This was not a bad game. It was a game that had things that were enjoyable about it, but had a lot of quirks that made it very frustrating. And the charm of TMNT, especially if you grew up with that game, which is what he was kind of expressing, was this frustrated feeling that you had. Like, you bought this thing, you got it as a kid, you kind of thought it was good, but you just kept, like, dealing with these frustrating things and almost thinking it was your fault, and in a way, it's like, no, it's the game. Like, there's something about this that's really bad. And I think he really captured that, right? Like, it's not so much that it was shitty. It was like, we got lulled into this thing that we thought was good, but it had these problems that caused a lot of frustration. And, and he could speak to that. Right? Like and TMNT, it's not even that it was difficult. Like, in some cases, it's just objectively terrible design. Like, it's just like, to make you repeat that same sequence over and over again with I could just walk over it. Like, that to me is just like the heart of that series when it's at its best, of this series, when it's at its best. And so I think, though, when it's just like, let me just try to find something and it's bad and let me just comment on it, it doesn't work because it doesn't have a lot of the original appeal of the show, and the original charm of the show is that it's just kind of gone. I mean, and again, like, how much more also can you milk the idea that, like, NES games are, have weird controls or weird design decisions? Like, even if this content was good, it's just hard to make it fresh anymore. Though, again, there is a thing where I do go back and watch some of the older episodes, and I don't think it's just nostalgia that's making it good. Like, I haven't seen anything so far in this episode that I'm, like, that amused by the content. Um, oh, the water level I don't think was ever that hard. It was tricky. It was always, even as a kid though, I was able to get through that. I did a lot of switching characters. Um, I mean, Dragon's Lair looks like a game where they tried to do what Out of This World did. It tried to do what Prince of Persia did in terms of like using these very smooth animations, but just maybe didn't execute it on it as well.
What? A one-hit death? I've encountered that same enemy before, and he's always been one of those ones that only takes like a little sliver of health away. Now he kills you in one hit? He also seems to be invincible. Yeah, look at that. I could throw daggers at him all day, and he never dies. So I guess you have to sneak past him somehow? Come on. Come on. Ah! Oh. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah.
Well, see, that's why I was okay with Horse Prince, despite how everyone else reacted. Because I was just at least more interested in what the hell this thing was that I was seeing, and maybe other people already knew about that. But I'm like, I know what the heck I was watching. I was fascinated by it. How can I be fascinated by this? I've seen this already. Yeah, I mean, but right, but there's a right, and we could say unique in a lot of different ways. But like, this is just we've seen this. I mean, there's 15 more minutes of this. I don't know, and I don't know if I'm going into this with an. I just kind of knew what I was gonna. It's so far. This is exactly what I thought I was gonna get. It's meeting my expectations, like perfectly.
Under him. Come on. Ah! Fuck. So you have to relentlessly spam him with daggers, which makes him momentarily back off, buying you a few precious milliseconds to position yourself. You have to
I think, yes, I think Horse Prince becomes a cult classic someday. Um, and yeah, we are gonna remember that episode. Who's gonna remember Glover? Who's gonna be like, oh man, you gotta check this out. You gotta see the time he reviewed Pac-Land or Per Pals. Or you know what? And I'm almost thinking of throwing this in my F tier. That whole commercials thing that he did, that's kind of annoying. And one of the reasons that's annoying is like that was a nostalgia critic thing, and he did it really well. And did it at a time when it was really fresh. And that doesn't mean cause he's the only one who could do it. He's not. Like anyone could go ahead and do that. But like if you are gonna do it, like bring something new to the table. And he brought he brought nothing. He brought nothing to the table with that one. Well, Mario 3 is arguably the greatest game ever made, period. But Super Mario 1 is also a fantastic platformer because it's design genius. The second one is also good. Um, there are plenty of fine platformers on NES. Um, Mega Man series is all really good. Castlevania is solid. It wasn't my jam, Castlevania, but um, I mean, like NES was a platform playing machine.
jump to lure him into the air, then duck and crawl to get underneath him. Oh, there.
Well, Super Mario World is hot trash. So if anyone's gonna say Mario World is the best, Super Mario 64 I can't stand either. And I might get some hate for that, but I can't stand design-wise those two games. 64 I defend a little bit more as a product of its time. Super Mario World, I got a lot of issues to get out on that one someday, and it's not going to be today, but it's design choices. Someday, I keep promising a video comparing it to Mario 3, and I keep failing to deliver on that, but someday it's coming someday.
we go. Made it. What? It's a dead end? Well, what?
Yeah, Zelda 1, it's if you didn't grow up with it, I find I want to try Star Tropics. I grew up with Milon's Secret Castle, which I kind of liked more than Zelda, but that's just kind of, I just had that in my collection for some reason. Despise Mario World. But no, Zelda's fantastic. I'm not, but Star Tropics I've never played yet, but I've heard great things about it.
What the fuck? Where else am I supposed?
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? I kind of liked Mylon Shitty Asshole. I actually enjoyed that game. But that was why it was fun watching that video, because it's a game I kind of enjoyed, but it had its issues, and he could kind of, you know, poke fun at those issues.
To go? Okay, so I looked into it, and apparently you can't leave this room until you get the gold, but it's barely within reach. You have to get up on the throne and perform a very specific jump while simultaneously avoiding the Lizard King and keeping him away with your daggers. There's a certain rhythm to it, but even when you've mastered that, the gold is disappearing and reappearing, so your rhythm with the Lizard King has to match the same cycle as the gold, if that makes any sense. It's a putrid polyrhythm of diabolical game design. Oh, there we go. Oh, see that? I almost made it. Come on, come on. Ah, got the gold. Okay, get to the right. Get to the right. What the fuck? Are you telling me you have to exit on the left? Ah! Okay, motherfucker, get away from me. Get away from me. Get up there. On the throne. On the throne. Okay.
He could have executed that better. The whole, oh, you have to go on the left. Like, that was a weird transition, but okay.
Get the gold. Okay, fend off the fucker. Get to the left. I made it! For real.
I guess because of the door. Okay.
I'm back at the elevator. Was I in the wrong room? Okay. All right, let's try a different one. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's level 2. It all makes sense now. So that whole time, all that fucking work was for fucking nothing. Yes, that room is a waste. If this was Monopoly, it would be like landing on Go to Jail. The room is actually called the Treasury, which is technically a bonus stage, the only bonus stage I've ever heard of in video game history that traps and kills you. It serves no purpose.
Not true.
Other than to get the gold, which is apparently the gold that the Lizard King is stealing from you in the main levels, if you ever wanted to know that. Yeah, and I must point out, gold pieces are points, and the only point against avoiding this room is that you get less points, and who cares about points because points are fucking pointless! I've never heard of any game with such a blatant disrespect to all your blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, this fucking game, I don't like it. So, welcome to level 2. I guess we're doing this.
If I watched that, oh, what's his name? The gentleman who made the I Don't Know James Rolfe video. If I watched that video, and he were talking, and he has the conclusion, well, James, AVGN is what it's always been, and you've just changed. With this episode so far, I might buy that. Like, this kind of feels like it's a less inspired version of the old stuff. What am I missing from it? It's hard to say. There's a certain magic that I don't think is there. It feels like a retread. Dan Olsen. That's that fucker's name. Like, this is an episode where I'd be like, I could buy it. I could buy that you watched this, and you're kind of like, oh, it's kind of the same shit. And it's just, maybe it's run its course, maybe the novelty's run its course, maybe you've grown out of it, that sort of thing. I'd buy that with this episode. Some of the other stuff, absolutely not. Like, you'd have to be like, you'd just be a fraud or have no idea what you're talking about to believe that about some of the other episodes. But this one, yeah, I'd say, if this came out in 2010, honestly, I'd be like, yeah, because I ain't love every 2010-ish episode. I'd buy this. A little long, again, like a lot of these, but I'd buy this. I'd buy this as a kind of phoned-in 2010 episode. You wouldn't. I could believe it.
Okay, now that I'm actually playing a real level and not just bang.
But there's nothing there isn't really a joke here that's like, oh, I haven't heard this before, it's funny. I haven't gotten that yet. It's just, it really is just the same stuff, which is part, I think, is the problem. There is, you know, like even the stuff that's like, oh, I got to go back to the same spot. Yeah, we've seen that before. We've seen that 100 times. You know, what else can you do with it?
In my head against the wall while jerking off, all I can say is,
Yeah, right. I don't think it's his style, but I feel like you should still be able to spot the like just clear differences. You can't watch Pepsi Man and watch you know, like TMNT and think that's the same thing. Like whether you like it or not, like it's, you know, it's like I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, but I could tell that, you know, Phantom Menace has a very different feel than A New Hope. Like it's just they're just you can't tell me those are the same thing.
well, just look at it. This cranks the diarrhea dial up to a whole new dimension because now you have to do actual platform jumping, which the controls are incapable of. It's as if the stages were designed for Simon Belmont, but instead Dirk the dipshit showed up. Or even better, it's like if Kevin McAllister set up the house traps expecting the wet bandits, but then the Three Stooges come in. They wouldn't stand a chance. So you
First off, I think I want to see that movie. Second, it feels that joke feels a little out of place. It feels a little forced. But
gotta get used to the delayed controls, the slow ducking, the robotic turns, and the moon jumps. Man, if you don't adapt to the crap factor, you're shit out of luck. And I must emphasize, it doesn't feel like you're controlling anything. Oh no, it feels like you're entering commands into a queue and then the character slowly starts acting them out. If only I could have told my younger self.
yeah, I think he needed to from the beginning go into more details about that because that's really the crux of the problem with this game, right? The problem with this game is it's supposed to be designed as a slow, methodical, plotting kind of game with, you know, with animations that play out completely like a Prince of Persia, like Out of This World, as opposed to Mario. And the way I think this video really should be done is you start this out by like actually talking about that and how it's maybe not executing on that as well. And then you place a good, I think Out of This World does that really well, right? And it's just a different game. It wasn't like trying to be a platformer. So you take an Out of This World and you show us why that works and then show us why this is ass, right? Like I don't feel like shouting right now, but like you show us why that doesn't work. And then like then you really start to like unravel what's wrong with this game. And he hasn't done that, and he's only just almost starting to get to that conversation. So it's just this is just more like I don't know, just throwing it, just kind of letting it all hang out without actually like giving it, I think, its proper analysis and due, which is he's done before. So which one's Seven never. I feel like 7 is late, by the way, for classic to be calling. What's up, Brown? 7 feels a little late to be classic AVGN for me. What are we calling 7? So 2004. Let's do this. 2004 obviously is like the first like trilogy, if you want to call it that. 2006. I think that's still considered season 1. 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. 20. If we're getting into 2012, like I don't know, that's not classic for me. We're actually in the like for me. There are decent moments. And I get different people have different eras that they like. For me, like classic golden age, once you start getting past 2011, I think we're getting a little bit out of that territory. That's me personally.
Wait till the part comes when you have to ride winds. Or how about the moving platforms that you have to walk with? Yeah, in any other side-scroller, when you jump on the moving platform, the platform carries you, right? As long as you're standing still, you're going along for the ride. But in Dragon's Lair, no. If you're not walking, you fall off. The platform just says, see ya. Then there's the dark area.
Yeah, so this is getting to the crux of the more interesting parts of the game. I feel like you should have led with this. And it's also like it gives you an opportunity to talk about like, well, Mario is a very different game from this, right? Like it's just a different type of game. But you can say, well, what is not working about this, and should they have executed it? Like, where should they execute this? Not that he should provide a design analysis the way I'm talking about it, but like, but in his own way, what makes the like should the platforming be the same as Mario? Should it not be the same as Mario? Why should it be the same? Why should it be different? Um,
Area.
should this even be a platformer? The answer is probably no. Like, well, yeah, I mean that's the funny. Like this game is not comparable to Mario. This game, if you're gonna compare it, it's Prince of Persia, Out of This World. Maybe other games I'm not really thinking about that probably exist that are not coming to mind. Is it even more like if you want to go like way down the line, like Limbo, and it maybe even more Castlevania. It's more Castlevania than Mario. It's not Castlevania, but it's still more that. Like Castlevania 1 is just like it's a bit of a slower plotting kind of game. This is not it's trying to be Mario
Yeah,
at
the
all.
only time when you need to use the candle to light up the room. But hey, check
But maybe that's the problem with games like this because it's trying to be one thing, but then Mario is so popular. You're almost Lester the Unlikely. That's a good example, right? So you could compare it to like, why is this more like Lester the Unlikely and less like, again, I think Out of This World is a good game. I don't know how people feel about that game. I thought it was a good game from what I remember. Maybe the world will tell me that that game sucks, but I love the atmosphere. It's hard to get through that game, but I did enjoy that one. I did. Well, I keep saying Out of This World. I think that was the one that Dan Olsen parodied, right? I think he did do that one. And honestly, I'm starting to think Dan did a better job of that than James might be doing with this.
out the candle meter. You ever wonder what that's for? Well, when that runs out, your candle is depleted. Want to try the game blind? Well, there you go. I'm fucked in Eternal Darkness. Yeah, Eternal Darkness. That's another game. I'd rather be playing that or anything else, quite frankly.
What the fuck is that's a come on? That's the joke you're gonna run with. I'd rather be playing that. Come on. What the fuck? What's the punchline, dude? Come on. Such a throwaway line. Like, it's one thing to write it and it's one thing to film it, but like at the editing stage, just cut that shit out. Come on. Like, just be like, yeah, that's not that funny. That's an easy lift. Like, come on. Get rid of that shit. I'd rather be playing a good game. Like, that's the joke. Yeah, no shit. You'd rather be playing a good game or whatever. Like, come on. Or I don't know. Maybe I don't remember the game. If it was whatever.
Anyway, you have to conserve the candle
Right. I'd rather play with dog turds. I'd rather play with this. Come on.
wax or whatever. You know, let me ask. It takes him 10 years to duck or jump, but he can blow out a candle and light it again instantaneously? Closing out level 2 are these minecart trolls who are throwing rocks. Rude as shit.
Oh, fuck you and your fucking rocks. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, it's also kind of getting weird about this episode. Because now we're like 14 and a half minutes in. And what's a little odd about this is that it started with that whole intro, and now that whole intro, just like that whole conceit so far has just come and went. And now we're just back to him on that same shot on the couch that we've been used to seeing all these years. Like, that's a weird juxtaposition there.
Oh, I got some tricks up my sleeve. Here we go.
Ah, you can't hit me here, can you? Oh, it's such a fine line between stupid and clever.
Okay, got him. Woo! On to level 3.
They considered it so great it was a sin, Mario 3.
Oh. No.
So now I'm seeing what's bad about this too. His acting is horrible. Like, the timing of that feels so fake. It's so not believable.
Yeah, the only time when you need to use the candle to light up the room. But hey, check out the
That's
candle
a problem.
meter. You ever wonder what that's for? Well, when that runs out, your candle is depleted. Want to try the game blind? Well, there you go. I'm fucked in Eternal Darkness. Yeah, Eternal Darkness. That's another
went further
game.
back than I
I'd rather be playing that or anything else, quite frankly. Anyway, you have to conserve the candle's wax or whatever. You know, let me ask. It takes him 10 years to duck or jump, but he can blow out a candle and light it again instantaneously?
Sorry, I went back further than I
Closing out level
anticipated.
2 are these minecart trolls who are throwing rocks. Rude as shit.
Oh, fuck you and your fucking rocks. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, free Nintendo 21. I saw your video and it's just a series of unique points that I had never heard before.
Oh, I got some tricks up my sleeve. Here we go.
Ah, you can't hit me here, can you? Oh, it's such a fine line between stupid and clever.
Okay, got him. Woo!
Right here, this is bad. This is so, like, rehearsed feeling.
On to level 3. Oh. No.
Yeah, the timing of that's really bad. Yeah, something about the combination of the acting and the editing. You don't actually feel. You don't feel the feeling that it's like, oh, I'm on to level. Oh, like you don't really feel it at all. That's such a huge part of this, isn't it? It's like, why did the same lines maybe that worked in the past don't work now? Well, obviously there's two things. The novelty wears off. We've seen it before, but then there's that third thing where it's like, it just, the delivery sucks. Like, the delivery's fucking terrible.
Another elevator? Oh, this can't be like the last one, can it? Oh, fuck. Oof. God, that hurts.
What did I just watch? What? Yeah, that's it. That's it, isn't it? It's hard to analyze that, right? Like, especially for me, because I'm certainly not a thespian by any means, but it's hard for me to analyze. Like, no, the acting just sucks, and it's not even like that. Like, sometimes he feels like he's half asleep. It's just not good. Um, Well, if you want to say the acting in the videos were ever intentionally bad, I would just say that like the Joker is overacting, but this is like severely underacting. Um, yeah, this is so much worse. Sometimes it was over the top in the past, and sometimes it was just like spot on, and this is neither. Like.
Oh, what is this? Some kind of sick joke? Yeah, well, I got a joke for you. I'm gonna tear you a new asshole!
So here I am, replaying this filth for the 6,000th time, just so I can hop off the elevator again with another blind guess that will determine my fate. Okay, here we go.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, back to level 0. You know, really, if I would have beaten this game back in the first episode, I wouldn't have to deal with this right.
So these are funny ideas. Like, there's obviously stuff to point out about this game that are worth pointing out, that are funny, that they're really flawed. But it just, like, the lines have to be fresher, the video has to be tighter, just has to be shorter, and the delivery has to be better. And if he does those three things, this is a solid video.
Right now. It was like pissing up a drainage pipe. It all comes back to you. Yeah, if only I could have beaten it then, I wouldn't be dealing...
It's the acting of a man itching to play in an 80s cover rock band. When he's finished up with this. It's one of the things that's so unfortunate about that whole thing is, like, as disaffected fans as some of us are, that the question always comes up, like, why doesn't he just make something he's really passionate about? And really, unfortunately, the thing that he's most passionate about is the thing that absolutely no person with functioning brain cells wants whatsoever. Like, we do. Nobody wants that shit. But what he's passionate about is being in that band. That's what he's passionate about making right now. And like, no, we don't want it, dude. Like, we don't want it. And but that's where his passion is. It's not for making AVGN. We know that. Like, we don't have to pretend that. It's not for, it's bullshit or Monster Madness. It's not for talking about old film. It's not it's not even for making a film, whether it's a short or whatever. What he's passionate about right now is Rex Viper, and God bless him for wanting to do it. I do not begrudge him for wanting to do a band as a hobby for fun. Fucking Keanu Reeves does it. Good for him. But he makes his money off of his films, right? And like this, like, it's tough, like, because I guess to be like an independent content creator, to do that successfully, you probably have to be really excited about the thing you're making, and the thing he's excited about I think it really is Rex. It really is. And it's like, I'm sorry, dude, it's not good. And even if it was, I don't want it. It's not what I want from you. It's just this man. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think he's capable of making it a good band. Like, I think what he enjoys doing the most right now creatively is Rex Viper, because otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. Like, there's no reason to do it, right? Like, there's no reason to put your energy in that unless that's what you enjoyed doing, because that thing is not a moneymaker for him, right? I can't be, and maybe I'd be surprised, but like, of the things that he could be doing to help him financially, it's not that. So that is purely a passion project, and that's fine, man. Have your passion project, but like, I think James was good at hamming up his own autistic irritations, which is, I have that, and I think he was good at hamming it up. And I think in terms of acting, which is why it's bullshit was also a good extension for him. But like, once that died down a little bit, he got a little older, mellowed out a little bit. Like, he doesn't, and especially again for like, I honestly, I do feel for him. I kind of feel for him. I wish he had found that next thing that wasn't like trying to be angry reviewer 21 years later. Like, I wish he'd found that other thing, whatever it is. Ain't fucking Rex Viper.
With this miserable, steaming shitload of fuck! And after you've guessed correctly on the second elevator, you progress to level 3. On this level, you have moving platforms and swinging pole balls that you can only avoid with a rapid succession of ducks and jumps. There are so many random death traps and break.
Yeah, but even with the real pros thing, you notice the thing that he seems to do, which is like, even with AVGN, it's just kind of like whoever is nearby, like, and then he brings those people on. He's not a businessman. Like, that's not his, and that's where Mike, I think, came in really strong. Like, I think Mike had more of a business vision at the beginning.
Away floors. Step here, you die.
I don't know what you mean by that until they showed what he looked like, because he shows himself in episode 2.
Step there, you die. You die.
You die, you die, you die, you die, you die, you die, you die. Gotcha. Silver Surfer, classic.
You die, 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 die.
Remember that from AVGN?
With all these projectiles and enemies floating around, sometimes it's best to take a hit in order to avoid.
It's a hard thing to do too as an artist. Like, what do you do? You have to differentiate yourself from what you did before. But then you also don't want to be too different from what you did, but like, you're gonna you just copied like in a much worse way something we had seen years ago. Well, yeah, I'm saying that Mike had more of the business vision than James did. I'm not saying any of these guys are brilliant business people, but
avoid something else, if that makes sense. It's not about not getting hit, it's about what you can get hit and keep moving forward. Like,
I know that line now I know it's from Rocky. I always knew that was from Rocky, but I knew this line was coming because of the Red Cow video.
right here, you just gotta eat the damage. And while you're at it, eat shit. Oh look, I got an axe. Why did it take me until level 3 to find another weapon? Probably because I missed them, or they hide them from you, and it doesn't help that they're represented by a letter. Couldn't you show an axe? Especially since the character is throwing an axe? The axe exists. You could put the fucking axe inside of that square. That's the most sorry-ass lazy shit I've ever seen. Even in Home Alone on NES, the items were inside the boxes.
But I apologize, because that is the most petty, most unnecessary complaint for this late in the game. The real shit is coming up.
There's a jump where you hit your head on the ceiling. It's like those shitty jumps in Ninja Turtles, where you have to pull off the most precise tap of the button. But not only that, you have to land on a moving platform and walk with it, and the whole time avoiding flying skulls.
Shit! Fuck! Ass!
I knew that was coming. Fuck,
Oh,
knew it.
oh, thank God!
I knew
finally
it.
Made it.
In these type of games, you know shit has gotten real when the Grim Reaper shows up. But hang on, what happened to my axe? Why do I have daggers again? Somewhere along the way, I must have ran into a D. Why would they even put that there? The D might as well stand for downgrade. You don't want it, but you're too busy avoiding everything else. Anyway,
You know where he does that pretty well was Ghosts and Goblins episode, the get the knife, get the knife, get the knife, and then how he wants to like desperately avoid getting the torch. But it doesn't seem like we're gonna get that here. Like, I'm desperately trying to avoid this thing. And again, that would have been a retread, but but we just kind of
while
breezed
fighting the
past that
Grim
here.
I started noticing I'm dying randomly.
Yeah, James doesn't want the D would have been a better line than whatever he came with. It's a downgrade. Come on.
A lot. At first, I thought his fireballs must have an enormous hit.
Yeah, this is like you don't want to pay for Cheez-Its, but you got a box of great value cheese bits or something.
Box. But then I realized throwing weapons drains your health. It's hardly noticeable until you die.
That is fucking shameful.
Imagine if in Contra you couldn't shoot too many bullets.
It's tough. It's tough. I don't know what I would do in his position, but every time I hear that, imagine if I feel like I'm hearing a parody of the parody, and I don't even know what you do about that. It's hardly even a complaint. But when I hear it, I'm just like,
Or else you die. Whoever came up with that is a fucking asshole. Anyway, gotta
might have been Fred Fox, yeah.
beat this guy. Don't fear the Reaper. Die, Death, die!
Yeah! Alright, what's next? No! No! What were they thinking? You know what? Fuck the past. Can't go back. We're gonna do this right here, right now.
These baby dragons can go fuck themselves. They suck, but they're not gonna stop me.
I'm gonna beat this game once and for all. I'm gonna beat it the way I always should have. For the future. For old time's sake. Fuck it to hell. Fuck it to oblivion. Fuck it to damnation of mankind.
two nerds is gonna add up into anything meaningful. Because so far it's not. I don't know why they're. I don't know why he's doing that. Like what it has to like. I haven't seen him do a rolling rock in a while, have I? I feel like I haven't.
Those sick medieval motherfuckers who invented the torture devices never in their wildest dreams could have imagined something as horrific and agonizing as this game. It's only for the most masochist gamers who fantasize about being chained in a fucking dungeon. Only they have made it through these 4 levels of misery. And that's right, the game is only 4 levels. Oh, but I am not complaining. Oh no.
You know, it could have been worse. They could have had a time limit. You could thank the fucking Lord above they didn't think of that.
Right before the final boss, they drop a D right in your way. Could you imagine downgrading to the dagger right before taking on the final boss? And it's deliberate. They put it right there in the hopes you'll touch it. Douchebags.
So now, behold.
I feel like what this episode really should have been is he almost should have leaned into the fact like that it's like I haven't shown you all of Dragon's Lair, but this is everything bad about all of these games. Like he leans in on the fact that actually covers all of the same tropes and like leans in on that and acknowledges it a bit rather than just sort of like just going back to the old jokes because it's the same tropes. But like leaning in on like, no, this is the culmination of everything I've complained about in these old games. Because that's a lot of what this is. The whole, they're putting these little traps in your way to make your life more difficult as a player, like putting a weapon that is actually not as good of a weapon, or the going back to the beginning, or the bad controls. Like he could have leaned into that and like made that part of the thing. And instead of like owning that, and like making an interesting episode out of it, he just retreads. This is like it's like Elvis coming out there before he dies, and he's just I'm gonna do the classics. I'll throw you some Hound Dog. I'll throw you some, Viva Las Vegas. All right, I'll give you a little bit of If I Can Dream. Get out of here, we're gone. Don't be cruel, we're out.
The final boss of Dragon's Lair. Oh, come on, this is just a cartoon dragon. There's nothing to be scared of. What the fuck?
The dragon Singe doesn't look that hard. He never moves, he doesn't even breathe fire. He only shoots little puffs of smoke, and there's only 2 types of shots, high and low. So all you have to do is duck and jump. That's it. So why am I dying so much? Well, because there's no time to react, no pattern, and no tell as to whether he's going to shoot high or low. But even when you start guessing real well and get into a good rhythm, the little purple dragon keeps appearing, so you gotta stop what you're doing to shoot him. It throws you off rhythm and fucks you up. And it never stops. It's literally like having 2 fights at the same time. I tell you, this game is the master of the putrid polyrhythm. This must be the most unassumingly difficult boss in the history of NES.
Fuck! 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 Oh, F-U-C-K, fuck! Fuck! Oh, as if the game couldn't get any worse. Now it's glitching. Glitch! Glitch! Oh, no, not right now. Bad time, bad time!
What is that thing anyway? There's a disembodied tit on the screen. How did it get there? Motherfuck. Will this game please stop glitching? Oh, damn, it's frozen now. Now I gotta play the whole thing all over again?
Oh, fuck. You know, I should have destroyed this game back when I had the chance. Well, I guess that's it. You know what? Maybe it's not about winning. Maybe it's about giving it your best
Is he gonna like quit AVGN right now? Is he gonna do that? Can he do it?
shot. Oh, fuck that! I'm gonna beat this!
No one gives a shit. You know, he's kind of one of the things that he's done is he's kind of turned it into a mission to beat these games, and it's like that was definitely never the point. like, like Ghostbusters, that was a good early one, but like I don't give a shit if you beat it or not. It was to play these shitty games that suck ass, not necessarily beat them. You don't have to beat them. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not like watching this going, "Hey, can you beat it?" I don't care.
Yeah! Yeah! That's it!
I mean, am I crazy or is this just really boring to watch him drag this shit out this much? Like, it's not an interesting thing to watch. It's not an interesting villain. I barely know what's happening. I'm bored. It's boring, and maybe the idea of the joke is that he's making something epic that doesn't seem that epic, but it's not that fun watching it. That battle, it's boring as hell. It's not even like an. Yeah, so the whole I can't imagine 50-year-old Bimmy still trying to to do this essentially. And I, what else is he gonna do though? Like that, because I don't think we thought he was gonna be doing this at like 45. So like, what else is he gonna do? Um, like,
I'm doing it! I'm gonna beat Dragon's Lair!
yeah, no, nobody cares. Nobody ever cared. This wasn't. It's not even like with Jekyll and Hyde, where it was like that was like an ongoing trope for a while. Like, oh, okay, he did a whole thing where he finally beats it. It's like nobody gives a shit. Like, this episode should have ended, but this is like this is the YouTube goblins. You gotta get retention and watch time and ad revenue and all that shit. That's gotta be what this is. There's no reason for this to be 25 fucking minutes long. Like, there's no reason for this ending to drag out like this.
I'm gonna beat it!
This sounds like, I guess, like some kind of parody Skyrim theme song. Da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, bum-bum. The Snicksflix. Snicksflix was definitely more inspired. Okay, yeah. Alright, I see.
Huh? What? No! No! No!
Alright,
No! No!
him right now. That's back. Like it reads like what it is, which is an older guy in his basement who doesn't want his kids to hear him screaming like a maniac, so he's kind of underdoing it. And I made so I made the joke that gameplay by James. I'm still not sure. Did they just hire a guy named James so that he could do the gameplay and they could put gameplay by James and plausibly, and then but he didn't actually play the game at all. It was just some different person, but they happened to be named James so they could plausibly say gameplay by James. And it's still true, but gameplay script advisor. What the fuck is a gameplay script advisor? The parse this shit out. Gameplay. Three words that don't belong together. Gameplay script advisor. What the fuck is that? Because there's no such what is a gameplay script? There's no such thing as that. And then what's it? Oh, that is terrible. Gameplay script advisor. What the fuck? I'm trying to make sense of that. No, I can't justify that. What the? I don't know. It's it's tough. It's like been my boring tier keeps getting larger and larger because like I feel like that's just what this is. Just boring. There's no way there's no way that that's James Rolfe, or else he would have added that fucking name. He already put his last name at the beginning. Game Gameplay scripted files. Well, yeah, because that's the other thing. Like, if James is the one who played the game, why would he need a gameplay script advisor, whatever that fucking means? But, like, even if that was a thing, like, well, if he's the one that did the gameplay, what do you. Well, this is Mike, just go here. Ooh. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I can't make any sense of that, actually. Other than this is the gameplay you should use. Like, right? So James played it blind. Yeah. Like, like if you played it and you had experiences with it, how is somebody gonna advise you on it? What is that? How does that work? What does that fucking mean? I'm trying to wrap my head around this shit. It's like it's like if I did one of my nerd rankings and then I got brown electrons as my AVGN script advisor. Like, what the fuck does that mean? And Mike tells him how to feel about it. So, So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna I'm gonna watch a whole AVGN from beginning to end and feel absolutely nothing about it. I'm just gonna record it and watch it. I'm gonna feel nothing. And you are going to advise me on how to feel about it and what I should put in. I have no fucking clue. That is the most fascinating thing about this video is that credit right there. I can't justify. I don't know how to justify that. Gameplay script advisor. It's like it's like he clearly doesn't want to say Mike did the gameplay, but like how could he have not? Like why wouldn't he unless maybe okay. Okay. Okay, I see the game that's being played here. I see what's going on. I think I got this. I think I've got this. We know that James doesn't give a shit about any of these games. We know he probably doesn't want to play them. We know he's probably taken shit for not being the one to play them. So here's the racket. Mike is playing the games. And he is coming up with what to feel about the game. And then he's going to James and saying, here are my gripes with the game. These are the parts you need to play. Now I want you to do the gameplay footage so that you can say you did the footage, and then we're going to inject my complaints. I just need you to go here, 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 and here, say these lines. We're good to go. There you go. That's what's going on. I'm convinced that's what that is. That's what that is. That's the only way to make sense of this. And that's why we get the underacting, the shit that doesn't make any sense. This is pre-played by Mike, and Mike is like, all right, just play through these parts, capture some footage, and these are my gripes with the game. Throw it in there. Yeah, it is an incredibly stupid way to do it. I'm aware of, as if I'm not aware. However, this is the only way that James could say gameplay by James on it, other than my other theory that he just got another motherfucker named James, which is still at play, even with my theory. It's still at play that Mike played the game, came up with his complaints, and sent that to another guy named James to do the recording and add that in, and then James, whatever, he wrote and directed. What are you directing? First of all, let me ask a question, guys. I have a question. Can you direct something that has one actor in it and that actor is you? What are you directing? Because if the editing is by Sean, like if you're the person who's the visionary of your one-man film, then the only way you could even get to the directing part of like providing a vision is if you do the fucking editing. It's one guy. What does he do? Oh, now I want you to. I want to throw myself like this. Like, what's directing? How are you a director in your one-person film? That's like when you're in fucking high school and you just put your fucking name all over it, producer, writer, actor. No. He doesn't even put in the one thing that he did, which is acting, but I guess he really didn't, so he won't even give himself credit for that. Acting script advisor. By James Rolfe. Like, am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. There's no director. You're not a director when you're one guy. Later, man. Yeah, I look forward to it too. I hope I might have to like put it on hold to get some other stuff out because it's been a longer video than expected. So I do want to get some other things out so that everything isn't like dead. But so that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this because, yeah, I was gonna watch it just because like I'm just gonna watch it at this point. Like I'm in deep on the nerd stuff. I'm just gonna keep watching it. It's just but I'll do it with you guys. Makes it way more palatable to do it. Cause I really do. If it wasn't for making these silly videos, there's no way I would have turned this shit on. There's no way. There's no way. I would have been done. And I was done. I was done 2019, I want to say. 2018, 2019, I was done. I was done watching these. Maybe the occasional, if it just was like, oh, fine, I'll watch it. But I was going out of my way to not watch anymore. And then I got like just sucked into the community. I really don't want to hate, I really do look forward. I do want to get through. I really hope to get through some of these earlier tiers because I'm really at a point where it was fun making fun of the shitty stuff for a while. Like it's fun. It's fun to do. But I really want to get to the good stuff. I really at this point like that's really the only stuff that's what I really really want to do is I mean I have some thoughts about some episodes like Pepsi Man and Chex Quest. I have some thoughts about that, and those will be fun. But I really I'm looking forward to talking about like why I even started this list in the first place, which is the ones I really love. Like, and it's been so bad for so many years that you overlook the fact that I loved the series and I loved his the majority of his content for a long time. Maybe an out of order A episode, maybe. It kind of is what it is. So my plan is like, I'm gonna get a video out that does all the F tier stuff, and then my boring tier, quote unquote, will cover a lot, and then maybe I'll be able to churn out some other stuff. I do have another ranking video I'm gonna do about another show that I think I'll be able to do beginning to end, just to change it up. But I'll see. I'll see. I think the other thing too is I had a lot to say about those other episodes that I talked about. And that there's going to be a certain point where I just hope naturally just have less to say. And I don't have a problem with just being like, shit sucks. Next, like this. I'm not going to. I like this Dragon's Lair video. It doesn't deserve 5 or 10 minutes from me at all. It doesn't. It's like, it deserves 30 seconds. Like, this is an episode I don't mind being like, yeah, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. What the fuck is a gameplay script advisor? And then move on. That's fine. The the irate gamer always does fascinate me, but like God, every time I watch it, it's just that's also really boring too. So there's him. There's pissed off angry gamer, obviously. And then I'm trying to like I would love to find what the other ones are, but yeah, God. I don't know. What did you guys think of this episode? Um, I just I thought it was like him trying to do his greatest hits, and just not as good and worse acted. So it's just, eh, eh. You know, I've seen at best I've seen all this shit before, but I'm curious those who are still here, if there are those still here. Later, man. Yeah, I'll probably be wrapping up soon. But yeah, for those that are here, I'm just curious. Boring with the gimmick, yeah. Next week, I'm not convinced I'm gonna do this weekly. I'll do it when it makes sense, when I feel like doing it. I think people get fatigued if they see like tons of live streams and if I have a reason. But yeah, I think it's a good stopping point. And maybe I'll do it in a couple of weeks, maybe I'll do it in a month. I don't know. We'll see. Um but I'll play it by ear. But it's been a while and I thought this was a reason to do it. So